Before there were cities, before the world was loud, there was the drum. In every village across Africa, the drum did not just beat, it spoke. It carried the heartbeat of the people, the rhythm of the rivers, the whisper of the stars. But what happens when the drum falls silent? When the very soul of a village is trapped in stillness? Today on Wakanda Tales Official, we journey deep into the forest, where a small boy with a big heart faces the silence of the world and learns that true power lies not in shouting, but in listening. Stay till the end to uncover the timeless secret, and don't miss the hidden gift we have prepared for you at the end of the story. This is the story of Kito and the Talking Drum of Lumata. Don't forget to subscribe to Wakanda Tales Official for more timeless stories from the heart of Africa. Long ago, when the world was still young and the trees whispered to each other in secret tongues, there lay a village called Lumata, a place where the sun smiled gently upon the earth and the rivers sang lullabies to the moon. The people of Lumata lived simply, but their hearts were full of music and stories. In the very center of the village, standing proud and tall, was a great drum, carved from the heart of an ancient Iroko tree, dark and polished, with skin stretched tight by the finest hands. This drum was not just a drum, it was the soul of Lumata. When the drum spoke, the rivers seemed to flow faster, the crops grew greener, and even the stars above twinkled a little brighter. But one day, the drum fell silent. No matter how hard the drummers tried, no matter how many songs they played, the great drum would not answer. The elders gathered in worried circles, the mothers hummed prayers under their breath, and the children, they stopped laughing. The drum's silence was like a heavy cloud over Lumata. The village healer, old Mama Ifeoma, spoke softly. The drum listens only to those whose hearts are pure. If we are to awaken it, we must send someone who knows how to listen not just with ears, but with the soul. And so the villagers looked at each other, unsure, until their eyes settled on one small figure at the edge of the crowd, a boy named Kito. Kito was no bigger than a goat, and yet his heart was as wide as the savannah. He was known for his gentle ways, feeding the stray dogs, tending the lonely plants by the river, and helping elders carry heavy baskets without ever being asked. Without hesitation, Kito stepped forward. His mother packed him a small satchel with roasted ground nuts and a gourd of water. His father placed a hand on his shoulder and whispered, "Remember, it is not strength that will awaken the drum, but something greater." With the first light of dawn, Kito set off into the thick forest, a place where the trees stretched tall and ancient, their roots tangled like sleeping serpents, and the air smelled of moss and mystery. As Kito walked, the morning sun filtered through the tall trees, casting golden beams onto his path. Birds called softly in the distance, and leaves rustled like secret voices. After a long walk, as the day began to lean toward evening, Kito came upon a massive baobab tree, its trunk thick and gnarled, its roots clawing at the earth like ancient fingers. Beneath the baobab sat a wrinkled old woman, her skin creased like the bark of the tree itself. She wore a vibrant wrapper that shimmered like 1,000 sunsets. She watched Kito with eyes that were older than time. "Where are you going, child?" she asked, her voice a whisper and a roar at the same time. Kito bowed low. "I seek the heart of the forest to awaken the great drum of Lumata." The old woman smiled, a slow curling of her lips. To find the drum, you must not shout, you must not boast, you must listen, truly listen. Only then will the spirit of the drum reveal itself. Kito thanked her and pressed on, her words swirling in his mind like the wind. As night fell, Kito found himself in a clearing bathed in silver moonlight. Tiny fireflies danced in the air like floating stars. And there, in the very center, stood the great drum. But Kito was not alone. Beside the drum stood a tall, shadowy figure, the spirit of silence. It was neither man nor woman, neither old nor young. It simply was. Kito stood still. He remembered the old woman's words. Closing his eyes, he sat cross-legged before the drum. He listened. He listened to the sigh of the wind through the trees. He listened to the rustle of the leaves. He listened to the far-off song of a bird calling to the moon. And slowly, Kito could hear something else. The faint heartbeat of the earth itself. Gently, so gently, Kito raised his hands and tapped the drum. Once, silence. Twice, a soft vibration, 3 times. The drum shivered, then pulsed, a low, deep sound that rumbled through the clearing like thunder in a distant valley. Light poured from the drum, golden and warm, and the spirit of silence nodded once, then faded into the night. Kito lifted the drum onto his back and began the long journey home. As he neared the village, a hush fell over Lumata. The villagers gathered, their eyes wide with wonder, as Kito entered the gates, the drum gleaming against his back. He set the drum down gently, and with hands steady and sure, he played. The sound rolled out like a wave, powerful, pure, alive. The children laughed and danced once more. The elders smiled, their eyes glistening with tears. The fields rustled with new life, and the rivers sang louder than ever. Lumata was awake again, and in the center of it all stood Kito, the boy who listened. And so it was, and so it shall be, as long as the rivers sing and the trees whisper. Remember this, sometimes it is not the loudest voice that carries the greatest power. Sometimes it is the one who listens that changes the world. And so ends the journey of Kito, the boy who taught us that in a world full of noise, the greatest power lies in silence, in listening. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share this wisdom with someone who needs it. This story was told to me, and now I have told it to you. May your ears be open and your heart full of song. Subscribe to Wakanda Tales Official for more stories that awaken the spirit and connect us to the roots of who we are. Share your thoughts in the comments. Turn on notifications to never miss a story until we meet again. Listen closely, for the world is still speaking.